thing. It's like a cross between 2001 and Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Which is great. I love that. I love the design. Really cool. Good.
Yeah. So
you spent a year?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's great. No, it's really, really cool. I like the design. It's really great. Thank you. Some questions?
Yeah, I guess kind of the same thing. Strengths, weaknesses.
No one's gonna get a weakness. I don't think.
No, I don't think so. Because, like I said, it's again, as you know, I said earlier, it's like my favorite form, and like I said, I still try to keep a hand in it. I mean, strength you can see. It's something that you care about and wanted to do and tell a story in an unusual way. And I think it's really good. I mean, I don't, I didn't see any weaknesses personally. What do you see? What weaknesses do you see? Anything? You have trouble watching it?
I can see all the small details that bug me, but
that's the great thing about that form. I mean, that's part of its beauty. You know what I mean? And whatever weaknesses there are handmade, and so I don't see it as a weakness at all. Like I said, I think those are what that form of animation has to offer. You know what I mean? So, really good.
So I guess, you're talking about the handcrafted quality in stop motion. So I kind of wanted to know what you thought about stop motion nowadays getting much more advanced in terms of rigs and slickness.
Yeah, no, I know. I mean, that's the funny thing, because it's like when we did this movie Corpse Bride, a lot of people thought it was like CG.
Yeah.
And I realized, that's a mistake. So I'm actually doing a film now where we're kind of going back and just trying to show a bit more of the rough edges. And I mean, not rough edges, but just treat it more like what it is. Because you're right, it can get so slick that people don't even recognize the form anymore. So, that's why I like this. You see things that you may think are faults, but that's, I think nowadays you have to be more careful that it doesn't get too slick. So.
All right, yeah, I was also wondering, when you're developing a project, what makes you decide this should be done live action or this should be done in animation?
Yeah, no, it's a good point. I mean, I do try to, it's all personal taste, I think. I do, but I definitely think that way. It's kind of like, well, what should this medium do? I mean, that's why for like Nightmare Before Christmas, it's like I kind of held out for almost 10 years because I said, well, they said, okay, we'll do it as a cell animated thing or something, like that. And I said, this really felt like it needed to be stop motion. And so, you stick to that, you know what I mean? It's like, all forms of animation are great, but it's important that the right medium and the right project, it's like casting, it's like casting an actor or whatever. It's really important. And I think, it's everybody's personal taste. I think you should just, stand back and think, how do I want to see this in stop motion?
So you think it's more of a gut thing, or are there certain aspects that do?
I think it's more of just personal instincts. I mean, that's what I go on, is like, this, it's like doing a stop motion version of Frankenweenie right now, which, it's been done live action, but there's something about the drawings that I wanted to do, go back and try to capture the spirit of the drawings, so that's made me feel like, okay, it's worth doing in this medium at this particular time. So just go with your instinct.